For the second consecutive day, look what we can wave. The old broom. Although yesterday, should be pointed out, it was 2-0 with a rainout, unlike the prior day's show, which was a perfect 3-0. So 5-0 the last 2 days, Mark Zinno. Correct me if I'm wrong. Pretty good, no?
Yes, very good. Let's start the show in proper fashion. You were right. I was wrong. You're the best. I'm the worst. You're good looking. I'm not very attractive. And I hate you. And you're a bitch.
I'm going to make this comment very short, very sweet. I thought your text messages to me in the afternoon yesterday were highly inappropriate, dare I say, borderline unprofessional. I talked you off a losing play as you.
That's something with our teeth.
Yeah, fix your teeth. That's something you don't
I had
see
something
very
in my
often.
teeth. I couldn't. You can't continue with something in your teeth when you're doing this. Everyone's going to be staring at the whole thing. No one's going to pay attention to what we say. Not that they pay attention to what we say anyway. But then
it is better. It is better to go like this, I suppose, for a second than 30 minutes of something. Anyway,
I'm much more of a picker.
Yeah, he's a picker. Let's talk about Astros Rays yesterday, because that is what Mark Zinno was talking about. Mark Zinno, if you caught yesterday's show, he was on here. He was very upset with me because he wanted to take the Astros. I told him, I gave him some reasons why he may not want to take the Astros. As a matter of fact, on the Power 5, guys, I told you to take the Rays. Well, what happened? Variance bit Hunter Brown right in the old arse. Couple errors in that first inning doomed him, and he gave up some homers. And sure enough, yes, the Rays were the right side. A lot of people did not agree with me on that side. I actually caught the line. All the money came in. The line moved towards the Astros all morning long. I actually commented on the Power 5 saying, well, it doesn't look like I'm very right on this one. Turns out I was.
Can I just add one more note?
Sure.
You're still a bitch.
Okay, that's inappropriate again. And I'm going to tell you why. You rewind to Monday's show.
Hold on a second. You're a right bitch. You're not a wrong bitch, but you're still a bitch.
I don't appreciate those words, and I'm going to tell you why. Because if you rewind to Monday's show, I came on this very program, The Morning Wager, on WagerTalk YouTube channel.
Excellent show.
Yeah, it is. And I lauded you. I said thank you for talking me off what would have been a losing play on Saturday. I said thank you, Mark Zinno, for being a friend. And I will turn around and to disparage me, to question my manhood, to use those words.
You're right.
Quite frankly, it doesn't just cut the heart, it cuts the soul.
I will sit here and tell you, thank you for talking me off a play that would have been a loser, you bitch.
Kiss my ass.
There we go. That's the spirit. Now we're getting to it.
Oh, you want to see me get fired up? Well, I'll get fired up. Okay, this is how I'm going to get fired up. Every play I gave out on video yesterday between this show and the Power 5 was a winner. The two plays I gave my clients, I'm very sorry because they lost.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not happy about that.
No. I went 1-1 last night. Wasn't good. Got the NBA play right. Baseball was disgusting. I mean, I saw a 6.5 in the first 5, and I had to take it. And it was, it's one of those things like, again, I know, but I'm starting to, I don't know. I'm sort of discounting certain things. I got to go back and hit a reset button. I'm not sure I'm making the wisest decisions. Look, I think it's always important. You're compelled when you take a loss, you have to figure out why you lost.
Yes.
Right? Like in reality, the only reason I made the play was because the number was there. And I even wrote it. I'm like, I can't pass up a 6.5. I'm going to take the under in the first 5. You almost never see a 6.5 in the first 5 innings. And it was there. And the Phillies scored 7 runs on their own in 4 innings. So, especially with the first 2 days, it's staying under in the first 5 and the game going over, there was some analysis that, hey, there's a chance this could flip around here because the Phillies bats, are good enough that they can get to any starter. So I probably didn't evaluate it well, but nonetheless, we got Karl Anthony Towns right. So that was good. And that was a win, but yeah, it's been a, we're just kind of pushing and pulling here around 60% for the month of May. It's not, we keep giving back and we're not really ever getting on a big run. We don't exactly have a great baseball card tonight, nor do we have a great basketball game that we like, but nonetheless, we're here.
We've got, hey, again, if you've watched this show the last 2 days, we are 5-0.
And oh, by the way, can we just talk about the Knicks for a second?
Sure. That was not good if you were a Knicks fan last night. Pacers did it to my Cavs last round. I saw it firsthand.
I think this Pacers team needs to die. Literally.
That's a harsh comment. I mean,
I'm not happy. Last night was not fun to watch. I don't know how you recover from this.
Oh,
I mean, I think you have a better chance of recovering and walking on your wife in the sack with another man. I don't think the Knicks recover from this.
wow.
I mean,
so it's over. The Indiana. Should I declare it right now? Should I ask Dan?
I'm surprised I didn't get a text from
screen?
you last night that said the Indiana Pacers have won the Eastern Conference Finals.
That would be rude. There was actually somebody who texted me after the Pacers did what they did to the Cavs, and was like, "Wow." I haven't spoken to that person since.
Oh, that is the least surprising thing ever.
So I'm not going to say, "Oh, what?" I mean, that would be a dick move because you are a Knicks fan, and for me to
Sadly.
for me to say that would have been.
It's never easy. It's never easy. This is why it's been 20. This is why they celebrated in the streets like it was 1999, last time they made the Eastern Conference Finals. This is why because crap like this always happens. I don't know how they recover. I genuinely don't I don't know how you get off the deck from this.
It's tough. We'll see. We'll talk about that one tomorrow. We're going to talk about whether or not the T-Wolves can get off the deck against the Thunder after dropping game one. We've got a player prop coming up in our best bet segment. And yes, it is back to being a best bet segment because we've won 2 in a row.
That's
but let's talk about baseball first, Mark Zinno. Going to your half of the double play first because you're talking an early game, a real early game. Rangers and Yankees. The Rangers looked like they had the pitching. On paper, they did have the pitching edge yesterday with DeGrom going, but it was only 1-1 after 5 innings. They lose. The Yankees win in the final at bat. You think, though, with the half run in your back pocket this time, the Rangers are a good bet in the first 5 innings.
By the way, that was a moonshot by Dominguez last night when he hit that ball.
A moonshot.
That was great. There's a great clip from. I just thought this was cool. It's underrated. There's a great clip from behind home plate between the Rangers dugout and the umpire and where home plate is. So you see, because he's a lefty, you could see his full swing and the launch angle of the ball. You watch it the first time, you follow the launch angle. You watch it the second time, you watch the pitcher's reaction. He turns his head backward, right? And then turns around, puts his glove over his mouth. You just see him go and just walk straight off the mound. It's just underrated when you watch the pitcher's reaction when he knows he just gave up a game-winning home run. Pretty cool. Anyway, back to this game tonight, or the today round.
12:35 Eastern. We need to get to the play.
12:35. Oh, yeah. Such an ass.
Game may be over by the time you get to this.
By the time I'm done talking, the game may be over. Look, I thought the Rangers should have won last night. Rangers probably should have won the first game of the series too, but that's, again, neither here nor there. You know my feelings on Carlos Rodon. There's a lot of variance with him. He's been very solid at home. What's crazy is that he doesn't give up a ton of hits. Opposing hitters are only batting $153 off him at Yankee Stadium.
Wow.
But yet 4 of the 10 hits he's given up have been home runs. So he's got to keep the ball in the ballpark. Here's a crazy stat that's going to put in our back pocket here. Carlos Rodon has made 5 day starts this year. He's got his highest ERA during the day of 4.2. He's given up 6 of his 8 home runs during the day. So he likes to sleep in. He likes to get a late start. It's not going to happen today. And here's the thing with the Rangers. And I love Nathan Eovaldi here. And he's actually been pretty successful while being a Ranger against the Yankees. I think, Eovaldi's just, a quality starter that can get the Yankees out. And as Brian Power likes to say, the Yankees offense is feast or famine. So maybe today it'll be famine. Not only that, if the Rangers aren't scoring early, they're not scoring, period. So I'll take them here in the first 5. And if they don't have a lead or they're not only down, or tied, I don't think they win the game regardless. So let's take the Rangers plus the half run here in the first 5 with Nate Eovaldi against Carlos Rodon. And oh, by the way, Brian Power, as we welcome you back onto the screen, because I don't want to talk to myself, as we welcome you back onto the screen. There we go. Thank you.
You're producing the program now?
Well, I just, I was done with the break.
You're directing it?
Now we're going to do this. There we go. Okay. I know as soon as I start talking again, he's going to leave me on the screen. Anyway, somebody in the comment section yesterday turned around and said something. The Zinno voices are creeping me out. And somebody goes, "Are they supposed to be different races?" I'm like,
everybody knows my first voice is the guy from The Simpsons.
Anyway, beyond that, we don't. The only color we care about here on this show is green. Money.
Oh, that is a lame thing to say. Although it's a nice thing to say, but that is the only color we care about is green. We care about all colors on this show.
No, I only care about winning bets.
Okay, Mark Zinno, despite him disparaging me, despite him disparaging me during that breakdown, I will say, if you agree with the Texas Rangers plus half a run in the first 5 innings, smash that like button. We always appreciate your support here on the program. I also have a day game to talk about a little later in the afternoon out on the West Coast as the Athletics, yes, just the Athletics, are hosting the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Neither of these two California franchises, Mark, can really decide on where the hell they're located. But what we do know is all of a sudden, the Angels can't lose after sweeping the Dodgers over the weekend.
The Angels are in the outfield, and they can't lose.
The Angels are in the outfield, and they're also on a 6-game win streak. They swept the Dodgers over the weekend. They've come to Sacramento, taking the first 3 of this 4-game set. Now, I think we would all concur, all of you watching, you too, Mark, fading a team on a 6-game win streak, often unwise, especially when they're underdogs. However, it is my belief, and I think history backs me up here, sweeping a 4-game series on the road tends to be quite rare, and that is kind of basically the basis of my handicap in this Thursday afternoon game, getaway day in Sacramento. I'm going to back the Athletics. Do I like this price? No. Good news, I gave this out. This is a client play. I gave the Athletics out at minus 145. The good news, as you can see right there on the screen, they're down to minus 130. Talking to Mark before the show, he said, well, maybe you should have looked at the team total. And I said, damn it, Mark, I wish you would have told me that earlier. But then I looked at the team total, and it's 5.5. I don't want to play the team total over 5.5. Although, good chance the Athletics score some runs here. Tyler Anderson, starter for the Angels, he's a lefty. I think a positive sign for the A's here is they've hit lefties well this season. 8th in WRC+, 5th in batting average overall against lefties. Anderson, as you remember, Mark, was a massive overachiever last season. He gave up 4 runs in his last start, got bailed out by the offense, what ended up being an 11-9 win over the Dodgers. But not only do I think the A's get to Anderson, it should also be pointed out, this Angels bullpen has the highest ERA in all of baseball, 6.66. I know there's a concern with Luis Severino. He's not been good at home, okay? But he has not allowed a home run in any of his last 7 starts, home or road. Came off a strong outing. He's coming off a strong outing, I should say, in San Francisco, tossed 6 shutout innings. I think this could end up being 5-4, which is why I don't want to bet the team total. But I'm going to dig my heels in, damn it, and say the Athletics they will not lose all 4 games of this series at home against the Angels. Take them minus 130, my half of the double play. Comment down below with your thoughts.
I like it.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, listen, your videos have been great. Your video picks have been wonderful.
Oh, I thought that was going in a different direction. Never mind.
Why? Where'd you think it was going?
Don't worry about it.
Not those videos. You know what I meant to ask you too? What did your dad say about the Knicks game last night?
Whenever anyone loses like that, he just says chokers. It's just the team chokes. That's what it was. Here, let me look what he said.
Pretty accurate description.
It was pretty short and sweet. He's older.
Man,
collapse. He just texted me collapse. Insanity. Nick's really choking this at the foul line.
You should have wrote him back and said they're a very determined team. I thought. So what did he call them? They're tough.
Mentally tough. Also, at one point, he texted me, "Is Martin Scorsese coaching the Pacers?" I swear to God. Look, Scorsese coaching Pacers. I don't know what that means. He's lost it. He's lost it.
I want to watch a Cleveland sporting event and drink beer with your old man. Like I want to come to Ohio for that experience.
Recently had LASIK surgery. He looks different now. He doesn't have glasses. I don't even recognize the man. Anyway, nobody cares about that. But what you should care about, how about this new special offer we've got going on at WagerTalk.com? It is our summer celebration, Mark. From Memorial Day through Labor Day, you can get every pick from your favorite handicapper for under $5 per day. A great way to lock in for the summer and get every play. From, you can do it from Mark, you can do it from me, you can do it from anybody else, quite frankly. But we would appreciate if it was from one of us, obviously.
Yes, that would be great. We could use the help.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Best bet time in the NBA. I think we're done. Mark is done commiserating over the New York Knicks collapse last night. Let's talk about T-Wolves Thunder.
That hurt more than when Kelly cheated on Zach and Saved by the Bell.
Oh, it's
a seminal moment of our youth.
It's stuck with you.
Yeah, well, Kelly Kapowski turned out to be a slut. Go figure. Never would have thought it.
She
went on 902-0 and started taking all of her clothes off. It was really weird.
Yeah, that was more of a Melrose Place guy, to be honest. In my teenage years, yes. You know why? They took their clothes off more on that program. As a child of the 90s, that's all we had sometimes. All right.
We had the little squirrely stuff on the screen. Remember when they used to have like the snow on the channels? You couldn't watch. It was all, and you'd wait for it to freeze and you might catch a nipple,
I never did that, you pervert.
Oh, okay. I was the only one then. I'm normal. I don't care what any of you say.
All right. I think they called it the Scramble Channel. Anyway.
Yes, that's what it was.
All right. The Minnesota
T-Wolves. Below if you watch the Scramble Channel.
All right. The Minnesota T-Wolves could not score in the second half of game one against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Yes. But look, I think the traditional way, the handicap here is, all right, let's back Minnesota. Let's take the points. Yeah. I say, Contreras Monfrere, I mentioned to you off air. You seem to be in agreement here. What we want to do is take a look at the players for Minnesota that really sucked in game one, really down. And we're going to back them in game two because I don't think they can suck any worse than they did in game one. And the biggest sucker of them all in game one was Dante DiVincenzo. Hey, you said the meatballs were dry yesterday. We're going to back him over 2.5 made threes.
Yeah.
In game. He attempted quite a few in game one. He attempted 12.
He attempted 12. I mean, the dude just kept chucking it up. It was like watching John Starks in game 7. Another fatal Nick memory from my youth that broke my heart. Anyway, look, he's going to get the requisite attempts. First of all, he played 30 minutes, right? Let's just look at some regular season sample sizes here when you're taking a prop like this. He averages 26 minutes a game, right? He averages 7 3-point attempts taken and 2.8 made per game. That was throughout the regular season. So you have to believe that, one, like any shooter, he's going to keep shooting. He's not going to turn around and go, well, I better not shoot now. No, he's going to keep trying. And even though he took 12, still made 3 last time, right? Still made 3. Now, there's a world here. If you shop around, you might get a better number at 2 or more made 3s, but it's probably going to be pretty close to 2 to 1. But we're getting plus money here. We're even money at over 2.5 or 3 plus made 3s. So we think that DiVincenzo has got to have a big game if Minnesota is going to have any chance at getting back in this thing. He's got to be one of those role players who is effective. And look, he's been pretty good against the Thunder this year. And I feel like, we got a good chance here. So let's roll with it.
All right. If you want my opinion on even a few more T-Wolves players that might bounce back in game 2, check out the Power 5 elsewhere here on WagerTalk YouTube channel. I'm going to have
quality program, but different.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I was waiting to be punched in the gut, or dare I say the heart there. But our best bet here for the show, Dante DiVincenzo over 2.5 made 3s. Comment down below with your thoughts on that. If you have not already, smash that like button. Shame on you. We've given you so much to like in the last 20 minutes. You should have hit it multiple times, quite frankly. Although not twice, because then I believe that would be an unlike. You'd unlike your like. So
you'd click off. Yeah.
Yes. So please, an odd number of likes is what we need here on this program. And also, click the subscribe button. It does keep the content free, as you know.
Yes, and keeps it unscrambled.
Keeps it unscrambled, yes. We will not be scrambled tomorrow here on the Morning Wager.
No.
Are we recording at night, by the way? I know that this is not something I'm supposed to bring up at
Yeah,
on
like
air.
what do you are bad at some of the things. Like, overall you're pretty good, but like some of the nuances of this thing you're really bad at. I don't get why that would ever come up in conversation here on the show.
I ran out of things to say.
Ah!
He would do that all the time.
Boom! Go take a lap.
If Prez were to ask you, are we recording the show at night tonight? What would that sound like, for instance, Zinno?
Oh, is that what you're trying to do now?
What?
Zinno, I never know your schedule. Sometimes we got to go at night. We got to go in the... I can't tell. It doesn't matter. The viewers don't know.
How about those traps? Those traps!
My God, Zinno, look at the neck on that guy. Ah.
All right.
Okay.
On that
start
note,
the music? Thank you.
Oh, and like Prez. All right. Hell, I'm saying. I've run out of things to say. No, now you're gonna.
No one can hear it anyway.